guys, today's video is all about tarot readings, and I feel like this is a week of requested content. This is definitely another topic that you guys have discussed in the comments or asked for, for me to do videos on. So yeah, it's definitely also a topic I have thought about, that I have my own experiences with. So I think my previous video, literally yesterday, was subliminals, and now I'm talking about tarot reading and how it affects manifestation. Should you or should you not be reading and watching tarot readings? So if you do enjoy my manifestation content, you want to learn more about the effect of tarot readings on manifestation and the whole process, then please do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I have tons of manifestation content coming every single week, so yeah, make sure you stay tuned with that. And I also offer one-on-one coaching. If you are interested in getting some personal help, you want to get some one-on-one coaching with me, and you just have a lot of questions or confusion or discouragement with your manifestation, then the information is on my Instagram below, LOA Coaching, and yeah, just reach out to me if you're interested. So let's get started. First point is that tarot readings, what I've learned and what I've been kind of had the explanation of from other people, is that tarot readings pick up on your energy. So it's not that the tarot, it's possible that they might be, but it's not about the tarot reader being psychic or knowing you and being able to tell what's going on in your life. They're picking up on energy, and it's, I guess, very closely connected to the reader's intuition, perhaps psychic abilities. I don't know. I'm not ever kind of dabbled in tarot reading myself. I've just watched it. So I think it picks up a lot on their own, like, intuition and visual imagery they pick up in their mind that, they then translate into their reading. Whatever the card is kind of telling them, like, in their own mental state, in their own mind, they kind of decide what the meaning is for themselves, because every card that a tarot reader picks up is not going to have the exact same response in every reading. Readers have an individual approach, the way they word things, the imagery they might pick up on, the energy in general. So that is kind of how tarot readings work. It's not that they are telling you an objective truth about your reality, that SP is going to take 3 months to work on himself before he gets in touch. They're not telling you an objective truth. They're telling you what they are picking up on energetically, and in the present moment, this is what is the reality for them, the messages they're receiving. Yeah, like I said, I don't know exactly how the readers connect to the cards, and I don't want to speak on it because I don't have personal experience, but it's essentially connected to your energy and the energy that they are picking up on from those cards, based on the reading they're doing and the question they asked, that they're trying to get an answer for in that video, right? Usually it's about, what's the next stage in the relationship for these twin flames or something like that. So yeah, it's picking up on energy, and it is not an objective truth. But obviously the energy that they pick up on and that you just have in general is connected to your own assumptions. So whatever assumptions you are holding on to, or whether positive or negative, whatever they are, that is what is kind of leading and guiding the content of the tarot reading, the energy, I guess, that they're picking up on somehow. And yeah, obviously it connects to the way you think, your assumptions, your beliefs, the way you see your life currently. So whether it's a positive or negative reading, if it's for you, which I'll get into a little later, but if it's the right reading for you, then it's picking up on whether you feel positive and confident or doubtful and negative. Another form of assumptions that really impacts it, and you can always change your assumptions and beliefs. Reality is not objective. Your own individual reality will adjust according to whatever you decide is the fact. So if you believe tarot readings work and are always accurate for you, guess what? You're gonna come across and watch and find answers in all the readings. So you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is so accurate. This makes sense. This is exactly the advice I needed. Or if you decide, I feel like they don't really work, or I feel like they're just not for me, I can't find a good, tarot reader to watch, that's what's going to be reflected in your reality. So if you want to watch tarot readings, just make sure you have positive assumptions. You can even tell yourself, like, every reading I watch is always positive and an objective truth about my life. Because that way, you're going to tell your mind that if you hear something positive in a reading, because it always will be eventually because you've affirmed it, right? then that's going to become true in your reality. SP is going to reach out. You're going to get your dream job. You're going to heal all your, emotional issues. Whatever the reading says, it will become true for you if that's what you choose to believe. So make sure you have the right assumptions before really engaging, for a long period of time or really intensely and emotionally with those readings. Like I said, it's reflecting back to you your current state of mind, your current energy. This can change. I'm pretty sure it can change day to day, because some of the readers that I follow, because I do enjoy tarot readings, they have content almost every single day, and some of it is not positive. Some of it is like, you need to work on this, they need to work on this. You might struggle or argue with someone about a certain topic. And to my knowledge, like the way I believe it works based on what I've been told, is that your state of mind, your energy is reflected in those readings. So if you're feeling good and positive, you're most probably going to get a positive reading. Whereas if you're feeling negative, you have doubts and questions about whatever manifestation or desire, it's most probably going to reflect back in that reading. And that's why you're like, oh my God, it's so accurate. How do they do it? It is also really important not to place all importance and, all your value into this one reading and try, have that be, the ultimate final answer, and just take it at face value and be like, well, the reader said this, so this is the case. Or, oh my gosh, why doesn't he love me? The reading says he's not ready to commit. Like, what's going on? You don't need to accept the answers, and definitely do not go in placing so much importance on it. Just be like, I'm gonna see how it is, we'll see what the reading comes up with. Or if you see one on Instagram and you want to read it, feel free to read it. Don't be scared. You don't have to ignore it or stay away from it if you're manifesting. You can read it, but you need to make sure you're not going in thinking this is the ultimate answer, this is going to tell me how my life is or isn't. Just go in with more of like a light-hearted fun mind and be like, I'll read it, but if it's not what I like, then I can change it and it's not a big deal. And if it tells me something positive, I'll just accept it as the truth. So kind of go in with more of that kind of mindset. I think then you won't panic or spiral as much, because I've had clients ask me about this. I've even had friends who had readings and then they kind of freak out a little bit. And I've freaked out as well, but I've learned now over, I think 2 years now, course of 2 years that I've been learning about law of assumption and practicing it, to not place importance on tarot readings. If I don't get a good answer, I'm just going to ignore it and move on and find one that tells me something positive and be like, this one's definitely true. You can decide if something is or is not true. So now what to do if you do come across a negative reading, and that is initially do a mental diet. If you start to spiral and freak out because it confirmed a negative answer or experience, if you're worried that SP isn't communicating with you and they say it looks like there's, you're blocked or being ghosted or something, do not spiral and panic and think, oh my gosh, nothing's happening with my manifestation. That's not true. Like I said, the reading, you can change the meaning of it for you, you can ignore it and do a mental diet. If you are spiraling because of a tarot reading, it is not worth it. Just do a mental diet. Maybe take a break from the readings if they're really affecting you emotionally and mentally. But in the moment, just revise it and do a mental diet. You can do a revision, so you can do a revision affirmation. I've never had a bad tarot reading. I've never had a bad tarot reading. Whatever you want to say. Or you can say, the tarot reading I just watched told me only positive things. And do a mental diet. Just say, SP loves me. I am perfect. I'm beautiful. I'm amazing. Whatever the affirmation is that relates to what you saw, loop that a couple of times. Do a mental diet. If you keep going back to it and freaking out about what the reading said, you can always revise it, change it, and decide and assign, any positive meaning that you want that benefits you. You do not have to accept what a tarot reading says. Final point that I want to touch on, actually there's one more thing I want to say before that, and that is that unless you have already assigned very specific assumptions about tarot readings, that you always gravitate to the right one, that you have inspired action and it always turns out to be the best reading, which usually is the case for me, you can decide that actually not every reading is meant for you, and this is generally the rule. You should not be looking at 50 different tarot reading channels. That's just going to get hectic and chaotic, and you're not going to even find the answers or advice that you're looking for. And yeah, if you connect with someone, that's great. Maybe test out a couple if you're starting from scratch, you don't have a reader that you enjoy watching or engaging with, whether it's, you know, one-on-one tarot readings or just on YouTube or something. I watch a lot on YouTube and Instagram. Find just a few that you connect with at most and test it out. Watch a couple readings here and there and see if there's someone that really resonates with you, that you find is very accurate and you just like their energy, the way they talk and everything. So yeah, not every reading or reader is going to be right for you. You might not like the way somebody explains things, or the way the messages they're delivering might seem not in depth enough or overly negative, because I've seen stuff like that for myself where I was like, I just don't even want to watch this person anymore. So yeah, don't worry and don't freak out, because it's not every message about love is for you. Not every message about your career development is for you. These videos are designed for more of like a general reading for a group of people. So if it doesn't connect with you, it might just not be meant for you. So quickly touching on my own personal experience before I go into my final point that I prepared to tell you guys. I have a couple that I will tell you guys now. The first is on Instagram. Her name is The Pretty Psyche. I really enjoy watching her content. I don't engage with it that often, but I found that a lot of her stuff is quite accurate for me. So if you want to test that out and see if it works for you, if you resonate, do take a look. And on YouTube, I watch sometimes Sacred Space readings. She has a lot of really great messages, and I find that a lot of things she says is very accurate and relevant to me, to the point where like sometimes I gasp because I'm like, what? How did she know that? Like that. I feel like she made some of the readings just for me with the wording she uses. So yeah, those are two of my favorites and pretty much the only ones I engage with at the moment. There were a few ones that had a lot of negative messaging, and although it might be beneficial, I'd rather just not even hear that at all, because I obviously want to stay in the news story of my manifestations. So I don't personally engage with any negative messaging. And that's just the way, the assumptions that I have, that I don't even want to hear it and it won't be true for me. So yeah, it's up to you to assign the meaning, and I can personally vouch for tarot readings, but I wouldn't recommend watching them every single day. And final point that I want to say, don't use them if you're coming from desperation. If you're feeling desperate, you feel like this is going to give you the answer about your SP, you're hoping and praying that you find a reading that says, you know, your person wants to marry you, your person is committing right now. Don't just click on those just because you like the title. Really find something that you resonate with, that inspires you, that gives you reassurance and constructive criticism maybe. So yeah, it takes a little bit of searching to find the right ones that suit you. And also don't panic, don't come from desperation, because you're only going to make yourself spiral in your thoughts and kind of take you off track. So yeah, it's important to only watch them when you have inspired action to do so, I would say, when it feels like the right time, you feel like you're ready to hear the messages, anything like that. And yeah, then I think you can't go wrong. So hopefully all of the advice here was useful. Hopefully it gave you guys some clarity on how tarot readings work, why you should or shouldn't use them. And yeah, do thumbs up, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. Bye.